Hello everybody and welcome back to On the Air. This is the fourth episode of the series and today we are having a Air Race Classic episode. And who am I here with today?
My name is Caroline. I'm the pilot for the Women's Air Race Classic team here at Western.
And tune in to Air Race Classic June 17th through the 20th. So Caroline, it's great to have you here today. And I'll just ask you the first question. Can you please just describe what the Air Race Classic is and what goes on during this event?
The Air Race Classic, it's a really historical event. So it actually started in 1929 with 20 women aviators who, because they couldn't do any other air races, being women, they made their own. So it started with the Air Derby and then it kind of transitioned over the years into the Air Race Classic. So it's an all-women's air race. It takes place over the summer, 4 days, 2,400 nautical miles, and takes us different stops around the country. It's all about beating your own handicap speed. So before the race, our team will get a handicap and we will have to beat that with tailwinds as best as possible during the race and aim for gold. So the team here at Western has been racing since 1999. It's really great to be a part of something that is about women and sisterhood and the tradition of women's air racing, but is also about the collegiate side and training myself to be a better pilot and training my team to work together and just kind of evolve as a group, which is really great.
Caroline, what is your position on this team of the Air Race Classic?
So this year I'm the pilot. It's my third year racing with Western. The previous 2 years I was our navigator. So my role as the pilot is to lead the team through all of our fundraising, strategizing, planning for the race, every activity. It's kind of my job to make sure that we are getting everything done and preparing ourselves as best as possible. And then during the race, I am the pilot in command. I am hand flying the race for the duration of the 4 days, and I am helping to make decisions, weather decisions, go, no go, as we're looking at the route ahead of us.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the different roles of the different members? You kind of went into a little bit of that, but could you just tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so as the pilot, I'm the leader of the team. The co-pilot is who will be flying the race with me. That is a flight instructor here at Western, and their role is to make all the radio calls. They help with a lot of the technology while I'm hand flying, as well as making a lot of our decisions, being someone with more experience as a flight instructor, making sure that we're being safe, we're being legal, and we're doing everything we can to win. Our navigator will sit in the back of the plane for the duration of the race, and her responsibility is to talk with our ground coordinator, who's here back at Battle Creek for the duration of the race, and to communicate with the two pilots up at the front to make sure that we are following the rules, we are making good decisions to get tailwinds, and also just making sure that we are following all the checklists and just kind of monitoring everything and telling us what to do, which is super helpful. So the front two pilots can focus on flying and making decisions as we're going. And then our last teammate is our ground coordinator, who will remain in Battle Creek for the duration of the race. Her responsibility is to lead our weather team, which is all students can be involved in that, and they help look at weather, winds, make go, no-go decisions with us, and will kind of advise us on all of those decisions and making sure that we're doing okay while we're on the race. So it's kind of our home base for the duration.
So Caroline, when did you join the Air Race Classic team? When was your first year of that?
My first year was my freshman year, which was super exciting. I did not think I would be chosen for the team, so it was really exciting to kind of put forth all the experience I had in high school of leadership and working on a team and put that into the Air Race Classic. So I've been racing for 3 years now, and going into my senior year, I hope to race another year while I'm still at Western, and I'm super excited to be, continuing my experience with the team.
So what goes into the preparation for this event? I know that you have been all hands on deck recently, and you guys started even pushing this out months ago. So just tell me a little bit about what you do to prepare for something like this.
Yeah, so it takes a lot. It is months and months of preparation. We start essentially back in September with team interviews, getting the team together, and kind of planning on what the rest of the year will look like. Right now in May, it is definitely crunch time, making sure that we are registered for everything, strategizing, doing practice runs, things like that. but it's also a lot of fundraising. So it takes months and months of corporate sponsorships, asking friends and family, collegiate support, from the College of Aviation, as well as selling coffee, t-shirts, can return, whatever we can do. We put in a lot of effort in order to fundraise for this race because it is very expensive, and that kind of ties in with fundraising throughout the year and then strategizing throughout the year as well, especially as we get closer to the actual race. It's kind of putting all the pieces together as we've been building them since way back in September.
So you said that you were a returning member, and what is your favorite part about Aries Classic as a returning member?
I think my favorite part is just the sisterhood. It is truly incredible to be racing with women from all over the country, all different types of experience and all age ranges. I think last year the youngest racer was 18 and the oldest was 95. So it really does cover such a wide span of women, which is truly incredible. It's great meeting them. I have friends in the Aries Classic that I talk to every year and I keep in touch with throughout the year, which is really incredible. And it's the sisterhood, it's gaining that experience together and having fun with it is super important. My first race was the first time I had ever flown with another woman, which is crazy to think about, my many years in the industry already, but it's something that is super important to me and is just really fun and makes aviation fun.
Say there is a prospective student that is a female pilot. What would make them join this Aries Classic team and what's in it for them?
Yeah, so kind of like I just said, the sisterhood, it's all about, gaining that experience with women your age, older women, learning from them. All of that is super important. It's not something that you can just get out in the industry. It's something that's very unique to the Aries Classic. But it's also challenging yourself as a pilot. This year we're going through mountainous terrain. That's something that I've never faced in my life growing up in the Midwest. So it's super important to me that I'm challenging myself. I'm learning new things that I wouldn't learn here in Michigan, and it's just incredible experience that truly you can't get in any other organization or just on your own. So it's all of those things that make the Aries Classic so unique in itself and such a challenge to be part of, but it's extremely rewarding at the end when you've traveled across the country and you place in the race and you come back with all these great stories to tell and friendships that are truly everlasting.
You start off in Alabama and you end up in Washington. So can you just tell me a little bit about the route that you take to get there and some of the sights and some of the things that you see on your route?
Yeah, so starting in Alabama, the first few legs will be pretty flat, lots of farms as we typically see during the race, which is not that interesting. And then we'll head more towards mountainous terrain. So we'll be going just north of the Rockies and then back down south. So we will be seeing some mountainous terrain during this race, which is super exciting. My co-pilot and I recently just got back from mountain training out in Denver, Colorado with a Sears Training Center. So that was really special, being able to learn what the peaks and valleys look like and how to safely navigate them, and always giving yourself an out in terms of safety, which is super important. So we will be crossing some peaks at over 9,000 feet tall, which is of course not something you see here in Michigan. So it was really cool to see that during training. We're really excited to see it on the race, but it's also understanding the safety of it. How do we safely cross these peaks? Taking oxygen with us and planning for the use of that is super important. So we'll have a few legs of that mountainous terrain, and then ending up in Spokane will be really cool, just being out in the Pacific Northwest. Once again, very different to Michigan. And then we'll travel back home through some more mountainous terrain. So lots of tall peaks. We'll be finding the valleys and making sure that we have plenty of clearance is kind of the main goal. And always, once again, giving ourselves an out.
Time for a fun one. This is the last question. What would be your fictional dream Aries Classic team?
Yeah, so thinking about this question, I think some historical women aviators come to mind. Amelia Earhart was one of the first women of the Air Derby, so she started the Aries Classic essentially, so I think it'd be really cool for her to be on a team and to see how it's evolved and see how aviation has evolved since the first race ever for women. So definitely Amelia Earhart. I would say Bessie Coleman, another pioneer in women's aviation, is super incredible. She was all about education and allowing people to be a part, which is the mission of the Air Race, is to educate and preserve the history. So I think she would be an incredible person to do the race and to challenge herself like that. Two other people that come to mind, Jackie Cochran, she was in the military during World War II. That experience, those challenges, things like that are something that would definitely help our team, get to the finish and face whatever comes up during the race. And then I think the last person I would think of would be Stephanie Goetz. She's a current air show pilot. She flies fighter jets, which is incredible. She was recently at the Women in Aviation conference, and she just has so much excitement about the industry and incredible experience. She's just does so much, so I think she would be really, really fun to have fly the route and do something that is a little bit different from what she does as her career, but still challenging and something new and something that I think she'd really like.
So Caroline, thank you for everything, and I was just wondering how I am going to go about watching this and how people back home are going to watch it.
So you can follow us best on social media, so Instagram and Facebook, WMU Air Race Classic Team. You can find us there. We'll be posting updates about our race as we get prepared, as well as when we're on it and kind of the results at the end. And then you will also have access to the link to follow us on map progress. We'll be tracking the plane on our way to the start, as well as for the duration of the race, and then on our way back. So it's super cool to see where we are. You can see the other teams as well, kind of see where in the world we are.
Sweet. Thank you so much, Caroline, for coming on today and talking about the Air Race Classic. I'm very excited to see what you guys can do. Is there anything that you would like to say to the audience back home before you go?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone's support, the faculty and staff here, the College of Aviation in itself supporting us, as well as students and instructors. It truly takes a village to get us on this race, so we're super, super grateful for all the support we have, as well as the family and friends back at home. We couldn't do without them, so thank you for all the support. Thank you for having me here. I love to talk about the Air Race Classic. It's very near and dear to my heart. I'm super passionate about it, so I love talking about it and spreading the good news, so just thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Caroline, again, and we will see you next time.